Hey, it's Jody here from Hello Genius. I have been sending you some emails over the last few days in relation to different aspects related to industry disruption, and that's what Hello Genius is about. You may have noticed that we've changed the look of the agency, changed the name, and we're very much focusing on businesses who are doing something game changing in their sector or doing something that's disruptive and really shaking things up. And there's two types of businesses that do that. There's one that's doing something so new that they don't seemingly have any competition and they have to explain what they do in a new way and one that resonates with their customers. And there's the other type of business, which is one that's breaking into a saturated or established market and needs to do something very special in order to break through. So what we decided to do as a business, we decided to come up with something called the Industry Disruption Scorecard. Now, if you may have downloaded this, you may have seen this. I've included it as a link on a few of the emails. And I just wanted to run through it because what we've worked out, we've done this through multiple consultations we've done, and we've created a whole methodology around it. That we found that if there are 6 foundational elements in place for your business, you are primed to achieve industry breakthrough. Now, the point of creating a scorecard is that it's a really useful way to decide, what position am I in? Where's my starting point? Where are we in? And where could we possibly be? So just a quick overview of this, which may be useful to you. So the first thing we look at is the customer, and that's your market. Who do you really want to work with? Who is the market that your product or service is best placed to help? And then rating it on 1 to 6, with 6 being like the perfect relationship you have with that customer. The second element is proposition. Now, this is variously known as a USP or the point of differentiation. And it's not just about defining what your proposition is, it's how well you articulate that. And how well, not just you, but also your team, even your partners, and how well your customers can repeat it back. So there's another way of scoring that on 1 to 6. The next thing we think is really important for a business that's operating in a disruptive field, and you'll see this with people like Tesla, Apple, the big companies, which you normally associate with large-scale disruption. But this is also appropriate to smaller businesses and ones in sectors that maybe aren't awash with the sort of millions they have to throw at it. And that's connection. That's connecting your audience to your values, your mission, and your aims. And it's really important in order to create momentum, when you're going through this sort of industry disruption journey, creating that momentum, and those sort of elements can do it. And these are the things that really bond people to your purpose. The other, we start really thinking about in terms of marketing when we get onto the 4th and 5th points, where we're talking about conversation. How well are you communicating? How often are you communicating with your ideal customer and your target market? And visibility is a very important part of that. Do you have a big profile? The problem with most businesses, of course, is why they start doing marketing in the first place is that they have a brilliant product and it fails simply because they don't get it in front of enough people. And visibility is an important part of that. So how well are you doing on the visibility scale? The final part is something that people don't think about, and this is particularly related to disruptive businesses, and that's understanding whereabouts you are on that disruption journey. And we've identified there are 4 stages of disruption, which I'll talk about in another email. But basically, depending on where you are in this disruption journey will depend on the strategy you need to take in order to get in front of the right audience, in order to start speaking to influencers, and how you actually interact with your competitors and how you try to position against them, and also how they reflect back on you, whether they actually start resisting what you're doing or they start talking about you in a certain way. So it's really important to know where you're at, and so looking at your strategy and whereabouts your business is really important. So if you haven't downloaded it already, I would suggest that you download the Industry Disruption Scorecard. I'll put a link with this email. Have a good read of it, look through it, write down the score side, and send me an email back. Let me know how you got on. Was there anything that was surprising? Are you doing better than expected in certain areas? But really, this is a brilliant resource. We use it with our one-to-one clients, one-to-one customers, and so I would suggest that you do the same. If you want any help with this or you want to discuss anything, just drop me an email, and I look forward to speaking to you.